With grand and miraculous spaceship Earth right over my shoulder, I am in the parking lot of Epcot, and they have cars in every single row, filled it all the way to the very back row in Epcot. Today is October 16th, which is the 100th anniversary of the Walt Disney Company. The parks were packed today. The only park pass reservation I was able to make was for Disney's Animal Kingdom, and I used that opportunity to do a dining review on one of the new vegan options available at Animal Kingdom. So right now I thought I would come over here after Animal Kingdom closed, spend the last 2-ish hours. It's gonna be a little less than 2 hours that I will have left before Epcot closes, here to celebrate the 100th anniversary of the Walt Disney Company. A lot of things happened today. The official opening of Moana Journey of Water. Of course, you've seen me cover Journey of Water in a vlog from when I had a pass holder preview. There are a lot of reasons that people wanted to be here today that I really didn't need to experience, because I've experienced most of those things already. Mickey and Minnie in their 100th anniversary outfits and things like that. So I thought I would just make my way over here. Even if I just hit a couple food and wine booths and ride Living with the Land, that's a pretty good day for me. I've already done Soarin' Over California, since that's back for a while right now. I don't know exactly what I'm gonna do, but I'm gonna hit a few things and take you along with me. First, we gotta walk all the way from the second to last row up to the front of the park. So that's gonna be a few minutes in and of itself. first official day of Moana Journey of Water. I decided I would do it again after I did it for an annual pass holder preview. And I will say, it is a completely different attraction at night. It is phenomenal at night, and I loved it during the day. So I am definitely not only giving it A grades for during the day, but I'm giving it an A+ at night. Definitely experience this attraction at night. I know there's a lot to do at night at Epcot, but that's one I think you need to experience. I think it's 5 minutes for Living with the Land, so I'm gonna go try to run and do that, and then we'll see, maybe grab 1 or 2 things from food and wine booths, and then head out for the night.
Welcome to a voyage of discovery and awareness of the richness, the diversity, and the often surprising nature of living with the land. Our journey begins as dramatic and sudden changes are sweeping over the land. The approaching storm may seem violent and destructive to us, but to nature, it's a new beginning in the cycle of life. In the desert, nature has created a very different, but no less beautiful living system. And while this arid landscape may seem lifeless, it is very much alive. The plants and animals that have learned to survive in these harsh conditions make use of what little water they can find and avoid the scorching rays of the relentless sun. The American prairie once appeared as desolate as the desert, but over time, rainwater and nutrients gradually penetrated the hard surface of this land. Even the hooves of the mighty buffalo helped create the rich soil that would one day become home to the American farm.
I have about 20 minutes to grab these impossible buffalo chicken wings, or I forget exactly what they're called, at the Odyssey building, eat them, and then I'm gonna head to Spaceship Earth, see if I can get in line for Spaceship Earth right before the park closes. So, got about 20 minutes. Well, sometimes I get criticized for being a little too pixie dust and loving Disney. I'm very upset right now. They are out of both of the plant-based options in the Odyssey, and they are still serving a ton of meat products and just a ton of alcohol. And I think that if you are going to have items, you should be working to make sure that people who are trying to do the right thing, trying to be good, moral people, have the opportunity to do that. You know, you advertise these things and then they're not available, but they never run out of booze. I love that they have these options, but to have the options and to get credit for it, you need to always have the option. So, I'm gonna see if they have the Impossible Burger here at this other booth. We'll see. All right, I have like 10 minutes to eat the Impossible Burger slider and the spicy chocolate tart, and then get in line for Spaceship Earth. So I am going to eat these two things now, and I'll tell you what I think about them a little bit later. So let's start with the Impossible Burger slider. Amazing. I'm gonna finish these and I'll get back to you in just a bit.
They create a simple common alphabet, adaptable to most languages. Remember how easy it was to learn your ABCs? That's the Phoenicians. They invented them.
No problem. Just pack up and go.
I've just been sitting here for a while, just hanging out on social media and letting the crowds thin out here at Epcot on the 100th anniversary of the Walt Disney Company. A lot of people have been heading over to Magic Kingdom today because they are open till 11 o'clock. I thought about going over to Magic Kingdom and being there till 11, but I do think that I am going to head home here in a minute or two, just enjoying the front of Epcot. I did want to say that I had that spicy chocolate tart, and boy, that was really, really good. You get that at the Flavors of Fire booth here for Epcot's International Food and Wine Festival. That's the same booth where I got the Impossible Burger sliders. And I tell you what, if I was maybe a little bit angry when it came to the Impossible Buffalo chicken wings at the Odyssey booth, like I know that I might have overreacted a little bit, but in my mind, it does really upset me when you try to provide these options for people like me, like we're really trying to do the right thing. And I do not begrudge anybody who eats meat. I do not begrudge anybody who drinks alcohol. My wife eats meat. She used to drink alcohol. She doesn't really anymore, but I have plenty of friends who eat meat and drink alcohol, and I'm not saying anything wrong against them. It's just I feel that when you're trying to provide these options for people who are making moral decisions and you're okay taking the money for those moral decisions, you're gonna say, okay, there's enough of a market now for Impossible here or plant-based options here, but then you don't necessarily keep up with them. Like, you are still worried about that profit motive instead of keeping up with them and making sure that you always have them on stock, because that's why we like to support people who do provide a lot of plant-based options, a lot of vegetarian options, because we're saying, okay, you might be making a decision that isn't the most popular. You're providing an option that isn't gonna be the most popular, even though it's cheaper to make and it's all those things. We end up paying more for a lot of plant-based options, and I think we're saying we're going to support you financially if you support us morally. And that's what gets a little bit frustrating to me when those things aren't there, especially when I'm running across the park trying to get something really quick. I wait in line for it only to be told that it's not there when people are getting alcohol and meat in front of me. But anyway, the 100th anniversary of the Walt Disney Company. So happy to have all the wonderful things that are a part of the Walt Disney Company. And to think that 100 years ago today, not when you're watching this, but when I'm recording this, you know, Walt signed the papers that started this whole darn thing. So that is pretty cool. And my wife Courtney and I, a bunch of my friends, we have a lot going on in the next few months. Obviously the holidays are busy for everyone, but I am working a lot. Courtney has been, you know, very busy at her job. She puts in a lot of work at her job. And starting this Friday, I'm gonna have some sort of sentimental visits to the theme parks, and I can't even really tell you why they're sentimental yet, but I've been lining up some things with friends and people you've heard on the podcast and people you haven't heard on the podcast, and I just have a lot that's starting to be planned over the next 3-4 months, and it seemed far away, and now we're starting those things on Friday, and I can't tell you what that's all about yet, but it is starting to make me more emotional about the parks, and realizing how lucky I've been to have the parks the past 4, almost 5 years, to have the parks this accessible to me. So when you throw on the 100th anniversary and you get to ride Spaceship Earth and living with the land, it just, you know, sometimes gets you feeling emotional. So I'm really happy you joined me for this video. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon.